Hello gamers, and welcome to a new video. Scrolling through the feed video to be more precise, but after a good impromptu break I thought I'd get in the swing of things, especially after given the chance just to kind of hang back, just watch everything on the internet unfold and, you know, find whatever topics I find interesting to scrounge for. So without further ado, let's get into it. Now, instead of messing up the flow and having like a normal transition as I usually do, I'll do that later when I move on to the next topic. But as this topic kind of like hits close to home, and I've already like kind of given financial advice, and I've done like financial gurus or subhuman piece of shit like video or whatever. If you want to go check out that later, but yeah, I feel like I should have my 2 cents and tell you and or warn you about like the use of daily pay. And if you're asking what's daily pay, Hollowed or Edmund, whatever I go by in this channel or however you refer to me. But daily pay being pretty much just a management firm or whatever else it is that keeps checks of the books, make sure labor's in order, you know, people are getting paid the correct amount of whatever else that they are earned or are like, you know, have worked that day. But you know, a lot of people have come out and said, you know, it's a scam and you shouldn't trust it. But you know, not a lot of people have like given proof, and it's just like word of mouth and just like a few articles and like a spare YouTube video that I'll flash up here. So with this small bit of evidence given and some more, I guess, actual numbers that I'm going to show you, because they don't actually give any numbers, because this is before it's an article by word of mouth, and then the YouTube video is just also her just, you know, rambling or talking about how her anecdotal evidence of missing however much money from her bank account. But I will show you, you know, the same from mine as well, and actual numbers and shit. Because in the way of like how I'm describing it as well, it's like, oh, they're just like a broken company. They just, you know, write out the labor or however much people are working for whatever time of day, and they sum it up within whatever the pay period is, and then send it out. However, this is where the interesting part is coming in. So with daily pay, you can also, or just as an employee, you can withdraw your money early if you need to. So if you're, you know, strapped on gas money, or if you just really need to pay rent early, or like something came up and you need your money now and you just quickly withdraw it. However, your money early isn't free, so you have to like pay $3 to $4 just to get whatever amount of money that you've been saving for like 1 week. And that's not even telling if they'll, you know, take any out during the end of the bi-weekly process. And if you're wondering how I know this, well, it's just because when I first signed up to daily pay, I was really skeptical and just didn't really trust it overall. So for the first 6 months, I just constantly pay the $3 to $4 or whatever else to get my money. And then for the other, like, I want to say like 3 to 4 months, I just didn't at all. And within that change, I noticed that, you know, without me spending whatever amount of money it was, they were kind of dipping in to my account. And if you're wondering, oh, how can you tell? Well, usually on average, when, you know, you work the 2 weeks or whatever, you get whatever, like, average like $420 or $440 or whatever within the 2 weeks. And then they'll give you another, like, average of 70 or however much you made that they're holding on to. But you just be strapped for like $14 or maybe even 12, like I'll show you in this one right here. But it's just one of those weird things where it's just like I'm paying like $6 almost every week just to make sure you don't touch it. But even if I like don't touch it, then it's just gonna get docked or maybe even touched anyway, just at the end of, you know, whatever amount that they have access to via that like last bit. So besides the whole situation just being a giant clusterfuck, and I'm pretty much just watching for like pretty much 3 sources of income, like individually, it just gets pretty wild. And then it gets even wilder when, you know, I get one email saying, oh, I have $240 after, you know, my long like 2 weeks of work or whatever it is. And then when I go in and withdraw it, it's like 220. I'm like, what the fuck happened today? They're literally starving me, bro. It's like a whole meal that I could have got with that $20. So with that little bit of information dropped, I kind of wanna, rest my case. And even though like people might say it's like, oh, they just missed $20. They might have like crunched it or recalculated wrong, but it's not like they have anyone at like from the company like checking our work progress. It's really just all like sent to them after people like clock in, clock out on the POS terminal or the personal automated system or whatever it is. So with that little story, you're probably wondering how it all began in the first place. Well, I was working at my local store. I've been working there for a good bit now. And, the general or area manager is like, we're gonna start people on daily pay because it seems like a good idea. But, a few months later, and he's not working with us anymore. Pretty confident he sold all our data and signed us up just for a bag. And so with that said, don't trust daily pay because it may not be a scam, but it is a shady company that will end up taking 80% of income that, is already yours. So with that small story done and out of the way, the ending is that I got off daily pay and I'm making a pretty good amount of money. So much so that I don't have to worry about, a corporate, third party coming in and it taking some of my money that I rightfully made while working my job. So that's pretty good. And if you are among the same or are confused or don't know if you should get off daily pay, you should. Make your employer pay you what you deserve. If you don't know who Sam Bankman-Fried is, or Freed, sorry, it just slips off the tongue better that way. This kind of happens. He's one of those. I'm sorry, but yeah, he's one of those. I want to say crypto guys that made a really big token and invested, or had a lot of people invest into it, and just ended up crashing. I'm kind of a little vague on the details, but it is something that I've kind of been interested in, and even as I was looking over at what clips I got or have covered over just through the past month, I kind of interested as October rolls in and we're watching his court case, or at least I didn't know that it's probably already progressed by now. So I find that pretty interesting. And if you don't know about it, I have my boy Coffee, explain a little bit as I kind of clip chimp a little bit of his content. And it is pretty interesting considering it, just watching it from Coffee's point of view as he's kind of just slowly going from one case to another, just looking at whatever crypto scheme with Mudahar and just, all I had to find out, as it pops up in the feed or whatever, that Sam Bankman-Fried is in jail, and he just can't help but, talk about CoffeeZilla, which is just really funny, especially when, you're the one that, literally went into a call with him, and you're the one that, hired some really sus people to work with, especially for something like crypto. It's just really weird.
Now he's back in jail, although he's not going to have to wait long because October 2nd is when his criminal trial starts, which you can guarantee we will be covering extensively. I've been waiting for this moment since the day I heard Sam Bankman-Fried might go to prison for the rest of his life. But, I was surprised to find out that Sam hasn't stopped thinking about me either, according to a leaked phone call we received. I apparently have a strange relationship with this guy I wasn't even aware of, which is only the second most surprising relationship I found out Sam had this year. Just recently, we discovered in one of his 1,000 phone calls to the press, he talked to the reporter Tiffany Fong, who he mentioned earlier we featured, and he name-dropped me, CoffeeZilla, as someone he particularly hates.
Yeah, no, that was, hey, other one I really hate, he's CoffeeZilla, the guy who yelled at me for associating with bad people.
Now, I'll be honest, I feel horrible about this. Did I yell at Sam for associating with bad people? How could I do that when he only created the biggest fraud since Bernie Madoff? The poor guy, his feelings are clearly hurt. Guilt by association, it's just not fair. But I did wonder, who specifically was he upset that I brought up?
These two examples, Dan Friedberg and Mark Conway.
How dare I use examples of Dan Friedberg being hired at FTX as their chief compliance officer? You know, Dan being a notorious lawyer known for covering up a cheating scandal in poker, where they apparently had a backdoor God mode where one player could see the other player's hands and no one knew about it. How could that possibly be relevant that the same guy who covered that up was also hired to Sam's company, which now we know had a secret backdoor used to steal money from FTX customers? Could it be that he was hired for his past, not in spite of it? Or maybe it's just coincidence that the same guy is now being accused in a new lawsuit of paying, quote, exorbitant hush money to a former FTX employee. All I pointed out was that hiring Dan Friedberg as your compliance officer makes as much sense as hiring Jack the Ripper to work in a woman's hospital. It doesn't happen on accident. But now I also want to talk about the other person you mentioned, Mark Cohen. I simply pointed out that it's the same lawyer who defended Ghislaine Maxwell. You know, the trafficker associated with, you know who. Which, you know, I'm not saying that hiring a criminal defense lawyer who defends the worst criminals makes you the worst criminal. Just like I'm also not saying that hiring a compliance officer who allegedly covers up potential crimes means you're covering up potential crimes. But I am saying that Sam really knows how to pick sticks. My boy really assembled the dream team. You know, it's like he hired the Legion of Doom and now is saying, hey, why are you bringing that up? Why is that relevant to whether I'm involved in Doom-related activities? But you know, why am I really even defending myself? I suppose it's kind of a badge of honor to be hated by this guy. This fraudster, this bronze tier trash. But I can't help but feel a little sad that me and Sam have grown so far apart since the days I would ambush him in Twitter spaces. So I want to continue the dialogue here, the strange relationship me and Sam have together. Because, look, I know he watches the show, he talks about it, and apparently is being allowed a laptop in prison for some reason. So I thought I'd take this moment to offer a short message to Sam himself. Hi.
See you later, fam.
How's prison? I hope you're hating it. And I look forward to covering your trial. That's the truth. I'll try not to grandstand so much this time, for your sake. Oh, and give me a call sometime. 1,000 calls to the media and I don't get one, Sam? What the hell's wrong with you? I thought we had something special. Text me on Signal. They'll never find out.
Moving on to the next topic, I figured I might as well jump in here just because I've been part of the stake for a while. You know, if you don't know what the stake is exactly, let me elaborate. If you've been paying attention to the internet at all this year, one of the biggest, I want to say, controversies, or even one that I've, you know, put my 2 cents in 3 to 4 times now, I guess, this being the 4th time, is a Hogwarts Legacy drama. As you know, people just want to play the Harry Potter wizard game and do whatever spells and relive whatever childhood memories that they had. But you know, some people just didn't like it, you know, because the creator of Harry Potter just has some inappropriate views that they disagree with, I guess, on trans rights. So yeah, it prompted people, you know, to stalk and harass and just belittle anyone that, you know, wanted to play the wizard game. And now fast forward to where we are now, and you know, same people are doing the same thing, but you know, they're coming after the same people, which is just kind of sad, but it's just a different reason as well now. So going through the circular door like on Sweet Life with Zach and Cody over and over again, it just seems some people, you know, just can't, you know, stop worrying about just dumb shit that doesn't matter. And when I play this clip, you'll probably see why.
guide right here. So it looks like this tweet I made back in May is once again relevant because a group of VTubers are attempting to cancel the shoujo's Henya the Genius, because apparently the Hogwarts Legacy harassment campaign she suffered back in February as Pikami wasn't enough, so they have returned to attack her once again, but this time for different reasons. So here's the tweet that started it all. It is made by a robot VTuber named Zozo. It states, unfollowing a certain corporate VTuber after learning that their Oshimark is a common dog whistle for lolly BS, and they probably are aware of that. Why does it seem like so many of them are just gross at this point? And of course they showed her Oshimark down here. Now, number one, GIF filtered, but also it's very obvious to anyone that this tweet is directed towards Henya the Genius from the shoujo.
So with that clip, we're kind of explaining it's just an unhinged person from Reddit or Twitter that's just been on the internet too long and is just like seeing things when they're just like not there. Especially because I assume they already hate the person in general. But as for me, as someone who, you know, I love Henya, I'll say that till, you know, I'll probably die. So, but I love her content, I'll probably keep watching her, keep supporting her. But the simple fact that, you know, this person is just trying to make something out of nothing, it's just like, bro, go touch some fucking grass. It's like, it's just like it's just the equivalent of like a VTuber Call of Duty like emblem. So I'm not sure why, you know, you're making such a big deal out of it. But you know, I guess once you dig a little bit further and see what's going on, you can see that they, you know, said person is also just looking to feign attention or like try to like be hip. It's like, oh, I don't watch that person. Oh, you support that person? Oh, how horrible. How morally inconsistent of you to, you know, be supporting that person. But it's like, bro, fuck off. Quit moral fagging.
Well, of course, a lot of other VTubers would be asking, please share the name of this person you're talking about. And Zozo would say, I'm not out here like I'm chasing clout with drama, so not gonna do names publicly, but I'll DM, which, again, that's kind of doing the same thing, but nonetheless, they said they would not do this publicly. Well, unfortunately, they couldn't help themselves. Only 2 hours after making this tweet, they would have a 3.5-hour-long live stream where not only would they directly name Henya, they would also sprinkle in all sorts of rude comments about her fans, and other VTubers in the process. So let's check out a couple clips from that stream. Okay, so like I said, this stream was over 3.5 hours, and the mentions of Henya are sprinkled throughout it, so it's just really repeating a lot of the stuff that she said on Twitter. But we're just going to focus on a few clips that really capture the essence of what she's saying here.
Fucking Henya. The thing she's using for her Oshimark thing is a dog whistle for Lolly.
I find that very funny. So number one, she said that she would not name this person for clout, and immediately goes live on Twitch and then names Henya directly. Like, whoops, another act of hypocrisy there. But this whole idea of it being a dog whistle, it's not really a dog whistle when everyone involved knows what it means. That symbol has been a part of lolicon culture for a very long time, and I don't think anyone is confused in her community. Also, let's, you know, remind ourselves that this is a lolly VTuber model being operated by a lolicon, and someone that was known for that stuff in her past life. Okay? Nobody in her community is confused on Henya's stance regarding lolly characters in lolicon. It's only people on the outside looking in that are actually confused by any of this stuff.
So given the fact that this person literally took the time to like, tweet, then to, you know, obfuscate saying, oh, I don't want drama, and then they proceed to, you know, do the same thing on Twitter, stir up drama, and then, you know, use that same like stirred up Twitter drama to get a little bit of a viewer boost count to your dying Twitch channel, which is kind of weird. Instead of improving yourself by being any remote or semblance of funny, intriguing, or, you know, genuine or like entertaining to watch, you literally only dumpster on people you don't know or you don't really have the pleasure of meeting. So, with that said, I'm just gonna say this one more time. I love Henya, I love her content, I enjoy the time I spend with chat and, you know, whatever game she plays. Just watching her adventure, so very interesting, very fun. And with one more thing I just wanted to talk about, you know, the clown VTuber, you know, playing the victim card after being called whatever slurs or bad names on the internet. When, you know, that's kind of the bread of the butter in the internet. Like, I hate to break it to you, but then the internet is probably not your, you know, cup of tea or whatever. Or you probably should get off or touch grass, I said before, I don't know. Do something about it, I don't know. But I'm just so fucking sick and tired of people fucking rolling in the mud, and then when they like, get a few insults back, that they can't take it, and then they start fucking crying about it. So stop being a fucking bitch about it, you know? Take your insults. You fucking clown dipshit fuck. Alright, so with that said, I feel a little better now. And even though, you know, I know what rev means by you don't want to escalate by calling people you scuffle with, like, names and or slurs, because it gives them a little leverage to, you know, use that against you or whatever. Oh, he's a bad person, he said a bad word. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's better than being some Harry Potter Twitter freak will literally delete like whatever they say or is looking for the next grift just to get them on like, you know, the Twitter riot wave or the next like clout wave to become popular. Reaching the conclusion of our scrolling through the feed, I just want to name some honorable, like, you know, stories that I just wanted to go into detail, but I just decided not to. The video's already pretty long, so thought I'd go over the alien hoax. That was pretty neat to, you know, watch over and just like seeing all the alien info that people have been dumping out for the last month too as well. Even though, you know, it's inevitably fake, but, you know, still interesting nonetheless. That and Roblox having the smartest idea to, you know, create a dating app for children. It's like, bro, what the actual fuck? So that just confirms that we are literally on the worst timeline. Along with the super mega drama, literally, you know, Matt and Ryan, them getting fucking crushed just by an essay allegation that their, I think, artist did. So yeah. And it doesn't even go for the fact that, you know, that person with the essay allegation also teamed up with their best friends to make, you know, them seem like homophobic, racist, or whatever else, when in actuality the, you know, the group of friends, you know, was just a bunch of troublemakers. They didn't really have anything a lot going for them. So, actual leeches, but, you know, they got away with whatever story that they told, and now they're getting a little bit more pushback from other YouTubers and shit with the actual narrative of what happened with Super Mega and shit. So feel free to go watch that or catch up on that if you haven't already. Really recommend it.
Wait, did he just admit to being a biased partisan hack? Wait, hold on, I must have misheard him, I'm sorry. Because it sounded like he just said, oh, of course I'm not gonna be objective. She's my friend. I must not have heard that correctly.
Of course, I'm gonna take the side of a personal friend of mine when she comes out with a story about her own sexual assault. This isn't like an online, like, normal thing where I look at all the facts and I make a decision. No.
What? This is a clown world statement. Hello? She's my friend. You think I'm gonna look at the facts? Part of the reasons why people are so comfortable going on and just telling lies is because they've got people like this their lives. And when I say simp, I mean that in an agender sense. Oh my god, you said something happened to you? Yes, queen. Yes, king. I believe you 100%. I'll stand you. Yes, 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 yes. People like him are the reason why people feel so comfortable telling lies like that. Because they'll always have relentless support no matter what.
It's like, even if he's friends with them, like, if he didn't let that completely affect his coverage, I wouldn't care that much. But he was totally uncritical. He didn't say the word allegation once in that whole thing. He treated it all as fact.
Super Mega stopped making content because of this? They quit? Oh, geez. They're done. Good job. You did it, guys.
Yeah. I just want like 10 rings while they marvel in my glory. One of the best you'll ever see. I'm just living out my story. What are the odds that I succeed? Good enough to try for it. What will it take for you to see that I will straight up die for it?